The year is coming to an end. I don't know when you're going to see this video, but whenever you do see the video, this is going to be a video where I tell you the biggest mistakes that I've made this year in business so that you can learn from these mistakes and try to avoid them next year so that you can grow your coaching business much faster, hit the goals that you have for next year or this year, depending on when you see the video, hit the goal that you have this year much quicker. If you're not familiar with me, my name is Okpe. I've signed 3,000 plus high ticket clients for coaches and consultants, and we've made multiple seven figures for these clients. And I have a company that helps coaches, consultants sign high ticket clients without sales calls using the system that we have. So, first off, is I don't consider these mistakes. I consider them more as lessons because if I rewind the time back to the start of the year, I won't do anything differently. I will still do the exact same things all over again because I had so much lessons that I learned as a result of making these mistakes. So the first thing I would like to share is these are not mistakes. I don't consider these mistakes in any way. I just consider them lessons that I can apply to become better as a person and as a founder. So the first mistake that I consider that we made, or should I say the first lesson that I felt like we made, is a lack of focus. So primarily, the agency has always worked with coaches and consultants and course creators and that kind of thing. But towards the end of 2024, we decided to test offer publishing. And offer publishing basically just means where you partner with creators who don't have a course, a coaching program, or anything. You partner up with them and you help them build out a program from scratch and then launch that to their audience and then scale that with ads and so on and so forth. That's literally what offer publishing is. And that was a distraction and it took us away from our main thing. And it was a very bad decision for so many reasons because these creators that we're trying to partner with, first off, they were not business owners. So they were not business minded. So you had to work extra hard with them to get them to take action, to get them to see the vision that we had for them in terms of creating coaching programs and launching these coaching programs. And to make it worse, we didn't even charge any money upfront. We basically said, oh, you can just come in for free. We will take a 50% split. When we make the sales, you get a cut, we get a cut. And then we spent about 9 months just working with these clients. We signed close to 15 of these creators and not a single one of them, maybe about 2 of them launched. And we made maybe a couple $1,000 from those 2 people that launched, but it wasn't anything tangible. And we were spending so much money on cold emails and stuff to get these clients. And they just came in. We're not able to launch them. We're not making any money from them. And we really, really struggled with this for 9 months. And mind you, I still had my coaching clients we're working with, about 3 of them that we're working with and we're making a killing in results. But because we could not just see that, oh, this is probably a distraction and you should be focusing on your coaching clients instead, we were just trying to make this thing work because of the vision of the fact that, oh, we could make 50% from someone's $40,000 launch or someone's $60,000 launch. And to be honest, it was a big, big distraction because it's not even the same niche. Like it's different types of people, different types of requirements, and so on and so forth. So that was what I felt was the biggest mistake we made this year, was just a lack of focus and getting distracted by the idea of offer publishing. The next thing that I would consider a mistake is hesitation. So this thing I'm saying in this video right now, I kind of clocked it about 2-3 months in to us doing this. Like about 2 to 3 months in, I remember speaking to my business partner and I was like, I feel like we are not focusing on one thing. Like we hear these things all the time when they tell you to focus on one niche, one problem, one product until you hit a certain milestone. And I feel like we are not doing that right now. And we hesitated. We could have just cut it then and doubled down on coaches and consultants like we were supposed to. But we hesitated. We held back because we were unsure. We didn't want to pull the plug. We had a bit of sunk cost because we've invested so much money into getting these clients in the first place. And just that potential of, oh, if you partner up with these people, we can charge a certain amount and get this amount and so on and so forth. So we hesitated for too long. And that was a big, big one that I felt like affected us as well. If we had just caught it early enough, we won't have been as distracted as we were as the year continues to progress. So hesitation is a big one. When you have that gut feeling, when I felt it that this doesn't feel right, I should have just taken action and changed it immediately. So for me personally, I am always conflicted between sticking to something for long and changing when I feel like it's time to change. Because historically, I used to be the type of person who liked to change from thing to thing, where, oh, this strategy isn't working, let's do this instead. Let's do this instead. And I've learned to not be that type of person. Like I've genuinely learned to stop doing that. So when I do have that gut feeling of, oh, I need to change this thing, I need to make this tweak, I start to get conflicted in my mind on, is this just me trying to have shiny object syndrome again? Or it is actually a decision that will move the business forward. That's like a conflict in my brain that I'm still trying to reconcile, by the way. And it was really a struggle for me this year because when I had that feeling of this is not right, let's change this thing. In my mind, I was thinking I should stick to things longer, I shouldn't quit yet, and all those things. And this is shiny object syndrome. I'm trying to switch things too quickly and so on and so forth. That's what made us stick to it way longer than we should have because it was a decision that we should have just cut as early as possible. And if I'm being honest, I still consider this a win because looking back in time, I know exactly what we could have done to that business to have made it work. And that's what I consider to be my biggest win this year. That if I had gone back in time and everything stayed the same, I know exactly the tweak we would have made that could have made that same business work. And basically, what we should have done is not make it a done for you service and just make it a coaching program and charge like 5K upfront or like 3K or 10K for it and just coach these people on how to start their online education business as creators. I literally found someone who did the exact same thing and is making like 200, 300K per month right now. And that's what I consider to be the biggest win this year because I just feel like I'm a lot more wiser now because if I had gone back in time, if we go back to the the start of the year and we are still doing the same thing where we are publishing creators, we won't make it a done for you service, we'll make it a coaching program and just charge them money up front. Now they are more committed. Now they see me more as an authority. So when I tell you to do something in the business, they are more willing to do it because they've paid me 5K, 10K for this. It's less headache on my path because I'm not really doing anything for them. I just give them a bunch of modules. I give them the SOPs we have for our clients. I hop on a couple of weekly calls with them every week. And that's basically what I need to do to get these clients results. If we had done that, it would have been a fantastic idea, but not anymore because now we are focused on helping coaches scale. So I feel like that is a big win for me because looking back, I know exactly how I would have solved that problem. And that might be an exercise that I think you should try as well for yourself. Like things that you considered mistakes, like if you didn't change anything, if you took the same actions, what tweaks could you have made within those same mistakes to have made them get a better outcome? Just to make you feel like, okay, I've learned stuff this year. And if I'm faced with this type of decision again in the future, I know exactly what to do now as opposed to not knowing what to do. Another thing is throughout the year, I felt like we weren't making any progress because a lot of things weren't going the way we wanted them to go. But you always feel like that anyone who is obsessed about growth always feels like they're not making any progress. And I'm obsessed about growth because looking at the numbers now, we've grown about 70% plus the previous year. We've increased our revenue by over 70% than we've done the previous year. I think the average for businesses is about 20% growth over growth every year. So this was still a very good year. But while I was in the weeds of it, I always felt like we're not making any progress. And it didn't make me enjoy the journey this year as much because I always felt like we're behind, we're not getting the results that we wanted, things were not going our way, and so on and so forth. So it put a lot of pressure on me. But a lesson I've learned from this is to always remove myself from the situation, look inwards, look at the actual numbers, look at the facts, and then make judgments on how the business is doing based on that, and not just how it feels in the moment. Because truthfully, anyone who is obsessed with growth would always feel like they're not making any progress, regardless of how much progress you're making. So that's another thing that I feel like I learned as well from this whole experience. Going back, would I change anything? Absolutely not. Because like I said earlier in this video, having this experience, I learned so much skills from doing this. I learned how to do cold outbound and book appointments. Literal strangers who have not heard about me before, sent them cold emails, got them as clients this year. This is the first time that I've done that type of thing, at least at this scale. I learned sales too as well. I didn't used to take sales calls before. Maybe I would take only a couple of sales calls, and they used to come from clients who were referrals because that's how we pretty much grew the agency, through referrals. But now I had actual people who I've never heard about me before. Come on sales calls with me, and then we close them as clients, and they actually paid us money, which I find completely insane, by the way. And that's a skill that I learned this year. And if we didn't go on that tangent that we went on, I wouldn't have learned this skill. So there's still a lot of lessons that I learned from doing this, despite the fact that I felt like it was a mistake. So going back, honestly, I won't make any changes to it. All right, that's the video. If you found this valuable, you can leave a like the video so that you can get recommended more videos like this. Drop a comment if you have any questions or any videos you would like me to make, and subscribe. Like, what happens to subscribe? Subscribe so you can get notified when I make more videos like this. And if you're a coach, a course creator, or a consultant, and you have this unpredictability in your revenue, you would like to see predictable, consistent revenue in your business month over month, there's going to be a link in the description. You can click on it if you want and check out the video on that page that explains how my team can help you solve this problem for good, literally. So thank you for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.